Alright, so I figured before it would be too late, I figured I'd just get a start on this week's NXT review. I'm going to try my best to slowly bring back this channel's consistency. So, with or without the rest of the PLK, I will hold down the fort as best I can. So, this week's NXT review. Alright, so the show starts up with DIY versus Tian Bang and Ho Ho Lun. And Tian Bang, everybody knows that to be as Bin Wang. So, they did bring back the name-changing gimmick, at least for a little bit. So this was a pretty solid match. My favorite spot of the match has to be the spear from the middle rope by Gargano, where he was faked out by Ciampa, who, by the way, had a lot more ring time than Gargano this time around, and he looked pretty strong while at it, so that's always a plus. Tian Bang is who I really wanted to talk about here. He comes in, gets tagged, and dead silence is what this guy is greeted with. Now, it's okay because I don't think that the guy was a big name in the indie scene or even in Japan or China is where he's from, I believe. Well, not a big name like a Nakamura or a Kenta or a Kazuchika Okada. Anyway. So, for the little time that he got, he showed that he's a striker. He's got ability in that area. Now, it was pretty little time, so I can't honestly judge or give a proper judgment on his ring ability just yet. So, I'll try my best to see what else is in this guy's arsenal. And there's pretty much that. So, the match was good. Tian Bang gets thrown out of the ring, and Ho Ho Lun takes the pin. And DIY advances. Samoa Joe. So, they build up this segment like Samoa Joe was going to come out to the ring, only for it to be a backstage segment. Why they even needed build for a backstage promo, I'll never know. Anyway, he calls Nakamura scared, and he plays the narrative of one-upsmanship. He says since Nakamura broke his jaw, Joe dislocated his shoulder. Nakamura plays mind games. Joe launches a campaign of psychological warfare. Not a bad promo from Joe, but the whole Samoa Joe will address Nakamura up next billing seems a bit redundant. If it's going to be a backstage segment, at least when they did this with Nakamura, it made sense. He was in the ring, and it led to a brawl between Joe and Nakamura. Good promo, though. Next, we had Aliyah versus Billie Kay. So, Aliyah is a babyface again, I guess. Oh boy, I'm scared for her to become the next Big Show. But it's okay. I'm sure they'll figure something out with her character as she goes on. Nothing concerning, honestly. That little Big Show remark was just a joke. But I like Aliyah, so I hope that they figure something out as soon as possible for her. Now, they put on an okay match. The only highlight I can really remember from it was the running low blockbuster from Aliyah. And the finish of the match happened with Liv Morgan helping Aliyah get the win. So, from what it seems like, they're building this to be Aliyah and Liv Morgan versus Billie Kay and Peyton Royce at NXT TakeOver Toronto. Should be a fun match. Hopefully they get a good build to it as well. Noah Potjes versus Ty Dillinger. There's really nothing to talk about in this match. Ty Dillinger did a horrible cartwheel, which I hope he either learns how to do correctly or just never does it anymore. He puts on a good match. He shows some of his Ty Dillingerness, his perfect 10 moveset. Great guy. It was just a squash match though, so again, nothing too much to talk about. After the match though, Tyler was cutting a rather engaging promo talking about how Bobby Roode decided to run away, and then Bobby Roode attacks him and hits him with the execution. Not that I don't like Ty Dillinger, but when will Bobby Roode get a serious rivalry? I mean, the guy had a rivalry with Cien Almas, No Way Jose, and now Ty Dillinger. I'm kind of expecting a serious rivalry here somewhere down the line. TM61 had a backstage promo. I wonder why they didn't get any build. I gotta say, they used the word team so many times in this promo, I could probably fill half of a page of paper if I wrote down every single time these guys said team. These are two guys that need work on their mic skills. It was predictable and it was awkward to watch. Their tag team matches are great though, so not hating on these guys. Next, you had Thea Trinidad versus Asuka. The match starts with Asuka playing mind games up until Trinidad screams, "Oh, hell no!" which led to a running hip attack. Thea tries to mount in some offense. Asuka rushes her to the corner, which later Asuka put her in an ankle lock to a German suplex. I have not seen that move since Asuka's match versus Emma at NXT TakeOver London, so I'm glad she did that move yet again. From there, Asuka rolls from the German into a Fujiwara armbar. Thea taps. She still put up more of a fight than Liv Morgan. I'll tell you that much. William Regal comes out to congratulate Asuka on her success. Says he's found her opponent. And live via satellite, lo and behold, Mickie James pops up from the screen to a huge pop from the crowd. And Asuka looking pumped. James says she's coming for the title and it's going to be an international incident, Mickie James says. So, I think this was a perfect build because everything went exactly as it should have. Everyone in the building went crazy. Asuka looked pumped beyond belief. And Mickie James, giving some of her spunk. With an accent, might I add. Has she always had that accent? I mean, I've never heard it before. Maybe she's using it for her country gimmick that she had in TNA. So, I don't know. I've never noticed the accent from her. I'll just say that much. Anyway, last match of the night. This is the main event. Kota Ibushi and TJ Perkins versus Lince Dorado and Mustafa Ali. Now, I went into this match with high hopes and high expectations, and I got nothing but the same in return. Easily the match of the night. Wall-to-wall action. I think my favorite spot was either the Golden Triangle from Kota Ibushi. So, for those that don't know, that's the one where he leaps onto the top ropes and does a springboard into a moonsault. Now, it's either that or the assisted Tope Con Hilo dive from, I think, Lince Dorado. I gotta double check that one. Anyway, the match went so fast. It was so hard to keep up with. That's why I couldn't tell you if it was Lince Dorado or Mustafa Ali. Which, by the way, Mustafa Ali was also very impressive. He did like this rolling through the corner neck breaker, which I know is like one of his signatures. Still always impressive to see. Anyway, this match was so good, it makes me wish more Ronaldo was on commentary because that would have made this match so much better. Now, the match finishes with the moonsault from Kota Ibushi to a splash from TJ Perkins and a knee bar. Thus, TJ Perkins and Kota Ibushi advances. Overall, decent show to say the least. Other than the stupid advertisements they had on the show, on the episode itself, you have no real complaints for me. Okay, so that was my NXT review for the day of I want to say it was the 27th. Give me a minute. I gotta double check that as well. Anyway, that was my review on NXT this week. Couple of plugs. If you guys want to follow our PLK Twitter handle, it is, you guys are more than welcome to it. Kool-Aid King 619. That'll be the Twitter handle up until I find a new find a way to how to change that handle, or it's either that or PLK Wrestling, one of those two. Search either one of those two. If anything, I'll just provide the link in the description below. If you guys want to talk to me directly, you got eJose98. That is my Twitter handle. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Eduardo Betancourt. I make custom Titantrons and other stuff like that. Okay, King of the Coast Wrestling. There's a show on November 12th. If you guys are in the area of LA, be sure to check it out. Santino Brothers is where it will take place. Be sure to check out on YouTube when the show comes out as well. There's not much else other than to plug. Other than that, as far as WWE Hell in a Cell goes, if you guys want, I will give my predictions quickly, but I will not go in depth on my predictions, at least not that much anyway. So, if you guys want to discuss with me on Twitter. These are my predictions. Not who I think will win, just who I want to win. Charlotte, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Brian Kendrick, Bayley, The Club, Cesaro and Sheamus, and Roman Reigns. So, if you guys want to debate with me over Twitter or whatever, feel free to do so. I am Eduardo Betancourt, and I'm out.